I'm fine with, let's, do we want to, just so we can move along on here, so 100, right?
I'm fine.
Okay.
Don't
Can we add in,
All right, you want,
I'd
well,
like to go like that,
I know, me too, but
You like what?
500.
he wants the
I
5
wanna,
figures.
yeah, hit him where it hurts.
Yeah, except,
Make it a deterrent.
As I said, it's a
And you
deterrent
think
law
100 is
rather than a real
it?
enforceable one, because I would have to happen to be at the right place, so the number might be a deterrent.
I know in Connecticut, there's a limit, and I think it's
We-
$100, so I don't know what.
The limit we have is dictated by chapter 40. It's actually chapter, I think it's 40A, and then the limit in 40U is the 21D, section 40, is no fine under 21D can be over $1,000.
so,
So the limit is $1,000
so, and then,
if we enforce through 21D. If we enforce through the courts,
Let's leave it at let's leave it at 100. Can we add another line under that, something like per Board of Health, or, you know, for Board of Health
I
regulations?
thought you were gonna say preference.
What? Per tire.
This is what I'm saying, that
I don't
you
think
shouldn't
we-
be
I don't think we-
referencing,
I don't think we
you should
need
be
to.
referencing the
We're
ordinance.
not
and
referencing
the
any
first.
ordinance. We're just saying per Southbridge Board of Health. We're not referencing any ordinance, just that this is coming from the Board of Health.
in establishing this,
No, I
this
was,
is the ordinance until we adopt one that overrules it. This is the only ordinance we have regarding litter.
This is the only
So we have now defined this as litter within the realm of this ordinance.
And that's why you don't
Just
have to
this.
say per Southbridge Board of Health.
Right.
I wasn't thinking per, I was just thinking a separate line that just said Southbridge Board of Health, and not per Southbridge Board of Health.
But it's our ordinance, so it's.
Tell me, I have a delete button.
Just get rid of the
I
per,
don't think we need it.
and just put it on a separate line.
Because everything else is
Because
per
everything
Southbridge
is-
Board of Health, the entire.
This is this, but no, but this is the
Documents
sticker.
are-
This is a sticker, and the sticker should say,
Well, no, the sticker already does say Board of Health on it, doesn't it?
Not the sticker. We do not have our name at all on these boxes, and I'm not sure we want our name on these boxes
Doesn't
because
say
there's a
on
mess
the
around
thing.
these boxes. So when somebody looks at a mess on the ground, do they want to see Board of Health printed right above it?
Yeah.
Let's,
I don't know.
so we're telling them that we're going to be punishing them by a fine, but we're not telling them who the fine is from. Is
Town
that
of
correct?
Southbridge.
What,
It
town,
would- it
town?
would-
You are part of Town of
We are
Southbridge.
part of the town.
Right, understood, but with
Whatever
nothing
the name of
there.
this ordinance is, it'll have like a Southbridge Public Health Ordinance number 2, and then it would say per SBDG.
I'm saying this is a label. This is a label on the box.
No, I know, but
Haven't you ever
it's, but it
seen it
still
in
has
a
to
town
have.
that said no skateboarding, Act 137? That's all it says.
So you, right,
Whatever the name of this ordinance is that we're adopting now will be
should
the
have all those little
label,
numbers.
the label that's on
Oh, so you
that
just put,
sticker.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
So
So,
it should just have all those little
The sticky
numbers
will
and the
reference
thing with
this.
the town on it anyway.
all right,
And there's two separate things right here. When you say a litter alert, that's only talking about the fine that's being incurred, but there still isn't a law that said there is a fine. You see what I mean? So you still have to take step A, define the fine, and then step B is write a label that says you have to pay the fine. So we just missed this.
we're going a step backwards. I know, we need to go back and do a proper litter ordinance that will also.
Yeah,
I know, but
we're
we
really
don't need
close.
we don't need to do the litter ordinance now. We can go back and.
So if we're going to reference the code, unfortunately, our code is a huge, burdensome name. Southbridge Board of Health Code of Regulations, Chapter 3, Section 6.22.
You might want to take that G out of something.
You know, like, geez.
I like Southbridge.
I don't think you have to write it
I know,
right
I know.
now, even though you are, because when you're not really in the
No,
right
he's doing
position
it so
to,
that he knows.
yeah.
Trying to keep my head working. And I'll go home tonight, I won't be in tomorrow, and I will forget all of this.
So,
So put it in red, so we'll remember that that's a change to be looked at.
so moving, you want to move on? Okay, going down to 813, display of permit, should we also have this? So, I was thinking the size of the permit, but we're making the permit, right? So they just have to display it?
Oh, heavens, we could charge a donation box permit.
Yeah, we are.
That's cool.
That is my
We're
intent.
charging a lot of things.
I don't know why I put this in green.
That looked fine.
See?
This was, Sue, this was a topic that we had discussed when these were first brought up, is holding the controller or the owner responsible for the mess around the boxes. And I think following discussion, we kind of agree that it's the state law says it's the owner, so we would be enforcing it on
The owner of the box.
the property.
No, the owner of the property. And if they want to pass that on to the controller, then fine, but they still have to maintain it.
A box under agreement used to bring bank, but it brings like $400 to $600 a year right now.
So when you put the
To the owner.
definition in at the top, the property owner or the responsible party, you could define either one, the responsible party is the property owner.
Right.
And that might be the right words because it makes it very clear. We're talking to you.
Right.
Well, I think that is just, because that's the person who we can find. You know, we may never know who the box owner is. We don't know.
On the permitting, I did make a,
Oh, Andy learned this week with some of the owners.
actually, a lot of the boxes in town are disappearing because we're making it hard on them. They're just,
Next we just ban it.
we've been going on it. Well, we're declaring it a public health nuisance industry, so it's gotta be controlled.
This will be gone.
As it turns out.
As it turns out,
What
a lot of the owners
So the
decide.
newspapers on your walk that you didn't want.
Or the flyers underneath your windshield wipers. So I put a list of,
Where do you guys are?
really this green was just for, like, my reference. This was a list of all the stuff we
All
want
the stuff that we want.
regarding the permit, and I just put this in here to say, you know,
So
how much
you
about
remember to delete it.
It'll all get deleted.
My concern is the display of the permit. So they buy a permit, right?
Correct.
Is that permit a sticker?
Well, that is what I'm asking. We issue a permit to a restaurant. The restaurant has to display the permit. We issue a permit to a trucker.
Right.
It's a sticker, he's got to put it on the truck.
Right.
Do we want to purchase stickers and
Yes.
require the box holders to display the stickers?
Yes,
I would
how else
say
are-
so.
How else are they gonna be?
Well, I was just wondering if the permit is a piece of paper, they can't really
Right.
display it. It would
It's
have
in
to be a
addition.
sticker.
And did the permit
I think
should
so.
say the name of the box owner?
Right.
Right. And the address, phone number?
That is a
Right.
lot to put on a sticker. I would say that we keep the
Or they
application
send
in
something
the
to
office,
on
you
file.
assign a number
Right.
as
Like a
a
number, a
a
number and a
permit
year.
number, and we can reference the permit number from the, I'm gonna require they put the,
This is
Contact
only, this will be
information.
annually, right? Redo the permit?
Yes.
Yeah.
This
I'm
would
also
be-
gonna require that they put a sticker on their boxes that give contact numbers, contact email if they have, and contact information.
Right, so the permit could say all that, and you just buy a sticky
So like the
page
sticker-
this big.
So like the stickers could be like the ones we do, like we get for
The trucker.
like, we do every year for our cars, for inspection, you know, where they're like color coded and they just have a year on them or whatever.
You just buy them from Avery and put them through the copy machine.
You know, and then they would, you
For
know,
a nickel,
like a
you
name,
charge them
you know, like a
$300.
color and
We have a
number or
vendor.
whatever that would go back to the information on file.
We have a
And
vendor
it
who
would
does our
correspond.
truck and stickers are all done on,
Okay,
they're done by sticker, they're a small sticker.
you know, which is correspond, they would have all that information on file on the permits. Bless you.
So to display the permit on the sticker, is there any particular place?
We'll probably want to cite a location on the box.
Prominently displayed, just so it
Prominently
says
displayed.
prominently.
Top right corner of the
top
box.
right corner.
Yeah.
In front of the box.
I don't think you
Something.
ever have to say that because boxes can move, but just like with a food service establishment
You know,
permit, it just says prominent.
I just clearly display,
On the face,
On
I
the
mean, at
face.
least identify the face, it's,
not on the
I
back.
don't wanna be walking around the boxes looking for this sticker, I should be able to see it.
I just say the top right corner of the box, top right
Yeah.
corner or center, something. So that way you know exactly where
Because
it's
no
at.
one can read it because it's, you have to climb up on top to look at the top right corner.
Well, it depends on what you consider.
Well,
the top-
technically-
It depends on what you consider the top right corner.
Right, so just say prominently displayed because that is the
We can always,
commonly accepted language.
Define prominently displayed. We're
It's,
going there.
it's fuzzy enough that,
prominently displayed
Eye level?
High level.
Don't start. All right.
I learned so much.
We learned
and you
why you
stick
never
around
like
too,
it.
that's nice.
So the controller, because we're sticking the box, the controller owns the box, the controller is the one who permits it,
Yes.
not the property.
Not a problem.
Right.
Will there be language that the property owner should not, you know, obviously, if he allows something that's not permitted, isn't he at fault then for something? Just question.
Well, yeah.
Well, if you can't find the permit sticker. that'd be a
What I'm
surprise.
saying, the property owner should not be allowing something on his property that's not permitted.
That's why they're liable ultimately.
So
That-
is
that-
that,
Yeah, but she's got a point.
sorry.
But
Because
it's
what is
only-
it? Because what if they don't, you know, if they don't follow up further down, so if they're
Because the property
not,
goes, oh, they dropped it
if
here
they're
again.
not followed up,
Sorry.
you know, if they're not renewed with their permit.
Ultimately, it's
or
I-
something,
you know, I-
then-
It should be the I guess the property owner has to be the person that gets the permit.
No, think this,
Yeah,
the
but
controller,
Huh.
the controller who owns the box buys the permit. He makes some sort of arrangement with the property owner, or whatever. If it
Right.
turns out to be, if the place gets trashed, we fine the property
Property
owner.
owner,
and we-
who then
for
has
that.
to deal.
But the box owner is responsible for getting a sticker because it's their box, and if they don't have that sticker, we haul the box out of there. Rather than somebody else having a box, but the property owner has to get the sticker, and then we're hauling the box out of there. You know, this, you know what I mean? So
Wow.
Shouldn't the permit require the property owner's signature or something?
I don't disagree.
And, okay, so I got it,
Yeah.
okay, so why not
Along with
gen
the controller.
up, gen up a contract between those two, and then it has to be brought to the
Sign
town,
off.
for filing.
As part of the application, I'm going to request a copy of the agreement. So if somebody
Okay.
applies for a
With a
permit,
permit number on
Okay.
there and all that, and then just do
What
it
we're-
again next year.
referencing
Mhm.
is when I am your tenant and I bring my car to your property and I let the registration expire and I move out and leave the car there, and you call the towing company and say, get rid of this thing, they say, I have no right to get rid of this thing unless you have a title to this. So what these owners are doing is, A1 Mart is one he couldn't find somebody to haul the box away because he couldn't prove it was his. So nobody would haul it for him. So what happened was the town we ended up hauling it, and we're putting a demand on the property owner, because we still feel he should be able to say, get rid of that box. So we're putting a demand and eventually a lien on the property owner, but he himself couldn't get rid of it, because he said nobody would haul it for him.
Here's the interesting part. As
Sure.
soon as you're saying you need a permit, then you know the name of the owner and you can make them accountable. Just like food service establishment, you would find the restaurant rather than the property owner. So
Trying to get a better perspective.
one of the
No,
reasons
no,
why you were
sorry.
going after the property
Just a
owner is
tap.
because you didn't know the box.
Can we go back to the
The
agenda
fact
number
that
three?
it's permitted means you know them. So now we have to rethink.
So now let me put this. You're assuming that they're going to permit it. It's the ones that get dropped without the agreement, and it happens. I never thought it happened. In my life, I never thought it happened. I've got 3 people who said, I never gave permission for that box, and it just showed up. So if they didn't permit it, we don't have the contact information.
But that's when you just have, then you write the order to the property owner to get rid of it.
Right.
And the property owner can use that to, get a
I agree,
haul.
we did that, and what happened was, he couldn't get somebody to haul it for him, so we said, we will haul it for you. We will remove it, we will hold it for 30 days, then we will destroy it. But the cost of doing that is on you. So the responsibility still lies with the property owner, allowing that if he cannot physically accomplish that because nobody will haul it for him, he's responsible for the cost of getting it done, but ultimately, we did it.
But if we're working at a bigger public health picture, then we know that there's somebody with a business dropping these things off, and sooner or later, somebody will figure out who it is and shut them down.
Theoretically.
They have to get, a permit. What's that?
Ms.
I'm
Clinton
sorry.
said, "Wavy
Oh, no, it's
silky
okay.
rough."
All I'm saying is, the idea is that everybody supposedly know they're on the same page. Just like a building permit, when you gotta have, if the guy comes in to build it, you make him sign off by this one and this one before you authorize, is it signed off so you can authorize? All I'm saying is, whatever permit you give to that controller, on it should be the owner of the property intends to put, the location he intends to put it, and the contact information.
Correct, that's all
That
it
way, the permit guy, the permitted person has given it to you, and obviously if the guy says, I don't know who did it, well, here, you signed it, he got your permission. Not just where, but he got your permission, you got a signature on it.
I have ridiculous control.
I'm just saying,
This, and the document says that.
that's all.
This document gives the Board of Health ridiculous control over those people who do it right, get the permit.
Right.
This is the odd one that comes in and just drops it in a plot, no permit. We don't
Right, so I
have
wanna
any
make, that's what I'm
contact.
saying, I just wanna make sure that the
Yeah.
part that we're, because you were
It's-
saying we don't have
It's
to
a-
make them sign. I think if you tell the
No.
permitted person that he had to make sure he got a signature from the owner before
But
you apply that permit, then,
Issuance of
But it's a-
permit.
Let's
Andy-
stop now.
No,
It should be
Andy,
generic-
it's a little
generic
irrelevant.
piece of paper,
They
contract
can't,
stating all this
they
information.
can't just
There's a
drop off
contract
a
that-
box,
you don't need to know what they
because they
paid
won't
them.
have a sticker.
You
Andy,
just need
Up to
the
the owner.
owner's signature.
And they can't
It's
get,
not our business what they
Owner
do.
Andy, they-
signature, permit
I
number.
got 5 voices, I got 5 voices and no control,
Listen,
save hit a hammer.
yeah, I just, yeah.
Let's stop
It
and
happened
give
again.
Andy time to work on this and come back again.
But, yeah, let me
It's not
just,
done.
let me
It's
just
not
get
been
the,
done.
my
Well, no,
one
this
thought
is-
there.
we were
That
supposed to
idea,
have
that
rules
idea of
to
somebody
do this.
dropping off a box on a property and that we don't know can't happen, because the only way that will work is if they have a sticker, because if they don't have a sticker, a permit on there, and, then it's gonna be hauled away. And if they have the permit, then they already have permission. So all those boxes, you can't just drop
Who's
it
gonna
off.
haul it away?
Well, look, Tracy's
It's-
right
it's-
behind you.
It's not permitted.
No, I'm working over here. You may think I'm casually
There's
texting,
no-
I'm working.
There's no sticker on this thing. Who's gonna haul it away?
Who's gonna haul it?
This ordinance says you can,
Says I can.
and you can lean the
Does it
property.
mean-
So if
will.
somebody dumps a TV on your property, does the town come in and clean your property for you?
We have had the town pick up a TV on the property before.
My argument is that
Just saying.
illegal dumping on my property is my responsibility unless I know who did
You
it.
call the police and you.
I agree with you.
So
Because we've had that done.
we need to go
Yeah,
back.
the police investigation.
And they leave a sign that says, if this, because this happened to a parking lot for us where somebody put actually it was a basketball hoop situation in a private parking lot and didn't know who it was and called the police about it, said, look, this thing's been here a month. And the police said, you put a sign on it that says if it's not removed within 3 days or whatever, then we give you, the police is gonna be taken care of. And the police said that was okay, so just same idea. It's
I
a
will
legal, it's a
tell you,
legal
we are
issue.
about to enter a piece of property at 215 Hamilton Street, and the town is gonna clean the property.
So, all right,
Because we voted on that because of the blood
Yes,
thing.
it's part of the
We
blood.
chose that, yeah. The
Yeah.
council voted for that, to allow that to happen so we could lean this on.
So we can fix it, but I wanna still hold the property owner responsible. It was illegal
I agree.
dumping on the property of the.
oh, I agree, that's a
Yeah.
separate, because it's on their property.
Yep.
Actually, you're asking for the contract and all that, I think it's irrelevant to what the decision, what the contract is between the property owner and the box holder is not our business. What is our business is that the permitted person
Has-
got a signature
has
or permission from the property owner.
Right.
That's what's important, it's not so much what the contract itself says, it's what the,
just whether
it's
or not
it's
there's
that agreement
permission.
there.
Yeah.
Because it's not our business how much they're paying them 5 cents a pound or
It's
something.
not our business, but I have one box in town right now. Property owner says, I never let it there, it just showed up one day. Finally got in touch with the controller,
And there was a contract.
and he says, oh, I I got permission to put this here.
I get
So
that. That's still a
it's
lie
just-
from the owner, that's a different story, that's.
Yeah, the property owner is responsible for dealing with whoever dropped the box
That's
off.
fine.
Because let's face it, most of them know who dropped it off.
Yeah.
They didn't just let it sit there for the last 6 months
They got a check
and
or something.
didn't know why it was there. I have no idea why it's there. Take care of your property. All right, are we all set, Andy? Because the time things, I don't look problem. 7 days for the fence. How we get before the fence?
Where I live.
Perfect.
No, I'm just farther down.
You're-
All the penalties.
I took penalties consistent with tobacco laws that we adopted a couple years ago.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I mean, it's just,
Yeah, so it's just 1, 2, 3, okay.
Alright, so comfortable with the violations that I wrote, I mean the penalties that I wrote?
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
then the time's 7.
Yeah,
And what I didn't do, I don't think I did, is put within what period? First offense and second offense within a year, within 10 years, within forever?
I think it's just within a year. That's in line with our other.
I think our other one is within 2 years.
is
But
it
do you want me to, the tobacco was within 2 years, do you want me to
I'd still
keep
say
it
1 year.
1 year?
I would think so, right?
Yeah.
is, I don't know, is it?
I would encourage,
1 year on a rolling basis.
I would encourage, because I'm mean, I guess, I would encourage we make it within 2 years. Only
That's being
because
mean?
that's being mean. The longer you extend the period, the meaner you are.
Oh, I see.
Two
Right.
violations within 1 year,
Oh.
2 violations within 2
Okay,
years,
fine.
2 violations within a, you know.
Okay, so,
I see what
Aaron,
you're
I
saying.
see what you're saying. I looked at that differently. The 2 years actually gave them more time to do more.
Okay, so do you want to say a year or 12-month period? I mean, a 24-month period.
Well, the permit starts January 1st, so the permit can go.
Yeah, but you could do it
Oh, the
4 times in
violation.
December and
I
once
see
in
what you're saying.
January, and then you
And
won't
January's
get
a new year,
them.
no penalty.
So that's why it would be in any 24-month period.
Okay, I see what you're saying. I just don't want to be the person who's keeping track of this stuff.
You have dates on them.
Then you're lucky you have one of
And
me.
you have a file.
That's all right, I help.
Actually, you're lucky you have one of her.
All right. Repeal the same, you have, the fourth offense is a
50
revoke,
lashes.
right?
Are we getting tired?
So I don't understand why we need fourth offense
I
generally.
didn't know how far out you wanted to push it. I didn't
No,
know.
I just think immediately revoke and then we'll deal with it. They would have to come
Well, I
and
think
appeal.
if they have that many, then they're just gone.
Right, no, and they would have to appeal to the board, and then
Yeah.
we can say permanently, but maybe there's extenuating circumstances that we
No.
say.
There are not.
Does this depend on the location too? Because let's say that box, they wanna renew their permit and they go to crosstown. Is that still within the 24-month period? Is this the same? I mean, because then it starts
Well,
over
the
again.
The way
permits,
this
the
is-
permits are not transferable from box to box.
Or location to location,
Or-
the way this is written.
So they're only good for.
So if they put it on your property for this year,
And they
probably
screw
could because you
around.
live in a 1 or 2 family dwelling, and I said you can't put them there, but.
Oh,
If
yeah,
they put them on
that's-
your property and they got 2 violations, the way this is currently written, they could turn around and put it on her property and get 2 more violations,
Okay.
the way it's written, so it's not necessarily a good way to be written. but I did not want them to have the ability to transfer permits from location to location. There's strong reasons for that, so I don't want to be chasing these boxes from location to location.
Because they get in trouble. So if they wanted to move it, then they would have to get a whole new, they'd have to go through the whole permitting process all over again.
So we might want to put these violations on controllers rather than boxes. Put the violation of any
Why?
controller, any person
Right.
controlling a box in town. Any violation at any one of their boxes
Right.
is a first violation. A violation at a totally different box but still owned by them is a second violation.
Yeah,
Well, just bam.
Oh,
There we go.
Andy.
Because I don't know if anybody's gonna wanna do it now. That's fine with me.
That's mean.
Because you know what, there's the one place over there by CVS.
No, wait, yeah, we
That's
know.
gone.
It's gone.
Oh, is it now?
Yeah, that's
I
gone.
told you we've been chasing these boxes out of town.
That's gone.
so,
Yeah,
You know what,
that
that's
location
mean,
will
you
make
know.
more money over the course of the year.
Because that's one guy. That's me.
this doesn't have to be perfect, it's the best, we do the best we can, we come up with something, and as things arise, and we find, we find problems with this, we go back and we change it.
The ideal is to make it as perfect as we can make it, and then tomorrow when we find the errors, the blight ordinance, we took like 6 months to build it,
Oh,
and within 3 weeks of using it, I identified weaknesses that I'm probably gonna bring back within the next year.
no,
to adjust.
and I'm saying the same thing, is whether we take,
Right.
let's get something out, let's find what the issues are, and then fix them as they arise.
Okay.
Because we can't spend the next 6 months doing what ifs. What if this happens and what if that happens?
On some sort of select thing. If the town takes it, this is the number of days we're gonna hold it, I'm gonna propose 30, because that's what the box we already took, I posted on the box, this box is gonna be removed by the town of Southbridge and held for 30 days and thereafter destroyed. We took it away, we are now gonna post a fence, 30 days from this date, the box will be destroyed, you can contact the Board of Health to find your box.
So I wonder, how do you destroy those big ones?
How to destroy them?
Or do you just sold at auction or something?
Literally, we have a scrap bin,
Scrap metal.
we have a scrap metal bin, and they're going in the scrap metal. We cannot sell it at auction unless we declare it our property, and I don't know what the process for that would be. I'm sure there is a process because the police do an auction every year on abandoned property. So I'm sure there is a process and we
So
could
we give it to the police.
include it. We can give it to police after 30 days and say, you put it in the next auction.
Yes,
Oh, I don't think they want what's in
Andy,
that
can you
box.
just fill in the rest of it and get back to us with a...
So you want a final draft next week with my
No,
thoughts?
Dave wants it next week.
Put it for next week because David
For
says,
next month,
for the next meeting,
for the next meeting.
All right.
to be. So I will send it out to the board members within the next week from now. I will send it to the board members again when we post the agenda. And the board members will have read it,
Yep.
had a feel for it and say, I like it or I really don't like it, Andy, you're an idiot.
So
Well,
how about,
We already know that.
how about if you, yeah, it's within a couple weeks, and then we have 2 weeks before the next meeting.
Yeah.
I
And
will.
then
Yep.
I think we should table the other two
Yes, we do,
issues,
you want-
solid waste and fee schedule. If you want to revise or rewrite any of them, that's fine, but otherwise we can take up all three of them again in a month.
Critical, the council approved the expansion of the total program vote by a 7-to-1 vote, I believe it was. So we are going to get mandatory toters out to the town of Southbridge. In order to enforce the intent of those toters, we need to adopt the solid waste regs. We are hoping to make the toters available in mid-October, early November,
Okay.
and make the program mandatory by January 1st. In order to do that, we need time to get the solid waste regulations in place and have time to inform the world that these regs are in place and that you will conform by January 1st. So the solid waste reg, as much as I hate these donation boxes, or let me strike that, as much as I hate the mess these donation boxes create and the nuisance they create, I think the solid waste regs are more critical in the scheme of other activities that are going on. So I would say,
But does the meeting have to do it tonight?
no, the priority will go to, I will make the final draft of the solid waste regs. I will present it to the board at our next meeting. We will make that the critical. If there's
Okay.
any comments,
As long as it's not tonight.
if there's any comments to change those regs or edit those, we'll try to do it that meeting.
Right.
I will then present them to council and to town manager as our regulations that the board is going to adopt, but welcome their comments. Again, it's a board of health to adopt it, but I would not want to do this without the other powers within the town to have at least the opportunity to comment on it. And then I would be looking to schedule the adoption of these things, that would be August, send them out for the final draft out for review to Mr. Caprera to make sure they will stand up in court. That will bring us to September, so
So that
With
makes
the-
3 months.
with the introduction of the new toters, we'll be hopefully adopting the regs in October.
Okay.
That would be our timeline for it. But that will be my priority rather than this. I'll get them both done,
Right.
but in the interest of keeping the meetings to a reasonable length, we'll,
Question,
please.
I just wanna make sure, so when you're doing these regs, it's, you're mandatory toter program, but if you have a compliant toter already, you don't need to get your toter, right?
The regs for the solid waste curbside currently say that, they currently describe the toter.
Right, with the attached cover and all.
Attached cover,
and
no more than
all.
64 gallons, has a lift bar capable of
Right.
holding up the,
Right.
between this height
So for
and this
those
height.
people who invested the $60 or to $90 already and bought those types of things,
And bought
they're
this-
gonna be able to use those,
And bought the 64 gallon.
whatever, I don't know what size it is. They're smaller than the recycling ones.
Um,
So I'm assuming it's
yes,
60.
but we are going to make it known that the town has them available. I think what we're probably gonna end up doing is delivering to everybody who has not been delivered to yet. And if they call up and say, I already have one, please take this away, we will do that. Because there is no way that we can control who has one already, and we're making it a mandatory program.
Mine's broke.
That's nice.
But
The trash one, guess what the rule is?
I'm set. I'll wait until January 1st.
We're not giving second ones to the ones who already got one.
I do work.
Time.
Yeah.
So are we all set with
What do you
this?
mean, kind of? I've only been here for a year.
I know.
Andy, so you're gonna fill in those
Too much
numbers,
trash.
right? the-
I will complete these. I will complete the draft of my pleasure.
Okay, just,
And let them
just
go
what
out
you,
with that.
keeping in line, I guess, with the fee
I'll tell you,
schedules at
Yep.
100, 200.
I will complete it to my
Okay.
pleasure and let the board comment.
All right, in the effort of trying not to be here till 10 o'clock, are everyone okay with Sue's recommendation that we
Yes.
Table.
postpone, we table everything? To the rest to next year? We're not
Yes,
going
the
to-
first is next week, now it's next year.
I'm trying to work myself to it.
We'll make up your
A
mind.
week, and I'm gonna work back
A
from
week, a year.
a year.
Come on.
Okay, chairman's announcements. Just, I've been playing around with some things.
I got one.
You got one?
There you go.
Here, go one. You got one.
So we'll put this on the agenda for,
Yeah, I'm not gonna, I'm
Oh,
not
here
gonna
we go,
discuss
this
it.
that'll be popular, so
I'm
here.
not going to discuss it, but just so you can look at
And
it.
it's cut off, you
And here's,
didn't even photocopy.
yeah, well, Maritza said she didn't want to waste color.
I'm not talking about the color, I'm talking about the fact that I have it, it's cut off.
I know, because when I printed it, actually, I was fine, Maritza screwed up. I'm blaming her. But, just so,
I don't have kids, I don't need this.
anyway, and
Right.
I would like that on the next agenda, which is, I want to talk about,
Rolling longer.
good.
talk about this program, an educational, safety program for kids on Halloween, and
A public health emergency preparedness program.
so I put
Great,
that
that's
together.
Public health emergency preparedness program. You reinvented the wheel, by the way.
Oh, this, so, let's set it aside and just say it's to take home and look at.
So we can do that. All right, I guess we'll stop
I got
there.
nothing.
Health director?
I don't dare.
Thank you.
Just,
Board member, I got nothing. You got anything? I actually had a couple.
Yeah, I've got a couple of things, so.
Go.
I do
Bring
too.
it up.
That's why
Go ahead.
I refrained to give you guys opportunity.
I actually wanted to ask Ritz if we had any updates on Libby's.
No, thank you, that was one of my questions.
Yes, as a matter of fact, we have, he did send in on July 3rd the letter of reasonable assurance.
That's
Okay,
awesome.
perfect.
He also phoned the office this afternoon saying that he is still moving forward with the PNS.
Okay. Excellent.
Okay?
And Andy, I wanted to also ask if we had any, because I know we're coming up on a year on Central Street, so I didn't know if we had any news about
There
that
was no-
property.
Action on Central Street, as the board members may be aware, I'm not sure if you were,
Because I know
66 Central Street
Ritzel
in-
bought it.
August last year was declared unfit for human habitation. This is a blighted property.
Yeah.
1 year after Board of Health declares the property unfit for human habitation, if no action has occurred to bring that property into compliance, then the Board of Health may order the removal of that property. So we are approaching the 1 year mark. We exercised this on 58 Pine. 58 Pine was declared unfit for human habitation last April. We have ordered the dead guy to rip down his property. This is one of the properties that was not probated, so there is no owner, but I still have to order the deceased to rip it down. And then I have to give him a second order to rip it down, and then I gotta bring it to
Still have
court.
bells, like they can still ring,
It's
6 feet under.
with the,
Yeah,
For the
they
casket.
just make sure they're still in, yeah.
so I have ordered him to take it down. The bank has actually responded to me and said, can you give me a chance to at least investigate whether it's in our interest to take it down rather than you? So I put them on hold, and I am going to revive that property on the 23rd. I'm gonna send it to
58
them.
Pine,
58 Pine. Pine Street and Cross Street have been a particular target area of mine, significantly improved. I think with the removal of 58 Pine, you'll drive Pine Street and say, looks a lot better. There was a property right across from Pine Street on Hamilton Street that was a major thorn,